Expanding on our list of text functions that we can use when manipulating text strings in Excel, we're going to have a look at find and mid. The find function will allow us to logically find a given character or number of characters, so a whole string, inside another string, and tell us at what position it starts in that other string. That can in itself be quite useful. And then mid will allow us to make an extraction from a text string, not just starting at the beginning, so not like the left, not just starting at the right, so not like the right, but starting somewhere in the middle and continuing for a set number of characters. So let's see the find function in action first. If I wanted to do some manipulation of people's email addresses, it would be extremely useful if I could find at what point the @ symbol occurs, because everybody's email address is a different length. So using the length function on its own is not going to help us massively. So let's insert another column here. This is in your employees data. And all we want to do is find out where the @ is. So we use the find function, equals find, open brackets, and then you can see the parameters that are required. The finding text, so the text that we're looking for, needs to be encompassed in speech marks. So I want to find the @ symbol, comma, looking where? Well, looking at that email address there, so that's cell reference M2. And then there's an optional parameter, the start num. So you could tell it to start so many characters into the string. That is quite useful if you're looking for multiple occurrences of the same character. Luckily, our email address will only ever have one @ symbol in it, so we're fine looking from the beginning and finding out where the @ symbol occurs. So I might close my brackets, and I get told that the @ symbol for Wendy is the 13th character in her email address. Let's just narrow that up slightly. If I replicate this formula down, you can see I then get returned the position of the @ symbol in everybody's email address. Knowing the position, I can then make use of the mid function perhaps to then extract the domain, the bit after the @ symbol. So let's insert another column to do that. So what I'm looking to return here is everything after the @ symbol. So if I use the mid equals mid, open brackets. Now this requires the piece of text that you're looking to manipulate, which is their email address, comma, the start num. So which character within that string do we want to start at? Well, that's where the @ symbol occurs, but actually one character after that. So I'm going to reference this cell, but add 1 on, comma. So that will take me into the text string, find the @ and then move me to the next character. And then how many characters more do I require? Well, that's where I then need to manipulate things, because everybody's post office part of their email address is different. So I need to figure out the length of the whole string, so that's len of M2, but then take away the point where the @ symbol is, so that's O2. So we're actually using two little mathematical formula to calculate both the start point and the end point of our mid extraction. And let's see if that works for Wendy. And there we see the post office name. So if we replicate this formula down, we can see that each of those, regardless of the length of the post office, like this one here, is managing to extract just the post office name, so the domain name, out of the email address by using the mid function to tell it which string to manipulate, where to start collecting the characters from, and where to finish collecting the characters from. And we've used the character after the @ because the find function found the @ for us, and then however many characters are left from the length of the whole string after you take away the number of character position of the @ symbol. So that's using the find and the mid there. Now, as you've seen previously, I would not tend to reference another cell here to work out that character. I would use the find function within here myself so that everything was done in one cell. But we're going to use another example to show the find inside mid function. If we have a look at our stock data, now we did a right thing here and worked out the image name without the extension by taking off the last 4 characters of the length of the string, which was great when all the file extensions are .jpg. One thing we didn't see, as you scroll down the list, is that some of the file extensions are not .jpg. We can see here .jpeg, which would mean that the file extension at the end was 4 characters, not 3. .tiff, another 4 characters, not 3. So now we need to think again about how we can extract the file name without the file extension for the images. Or we can use a mid and a find. Let's insert a new column to do that for us. So we go back to the first so that we can replicate down. So we need to use a mid function. The text cell we are interested in is E2, comma. Now how do I know where to start from? Well, I need to start from the beginning, which is character 1, comma. Then I need to figure out how many characters I actually wish to extract from the first character. Well, the distance I need to travel along that string is up to the character before the full stop. So before the decimal place that takes me into the extension. So I need to find that full stop. So we use the find function within here. What I'm looking for is a full stop within this string here. I don't need to mention the start num because there's only one full stop. Close brackets. But then I need to take 1 away from that to figure out the point at which I stop extracting. Close my brackets for the mid function. Now the color coding here helps because I can see the mid is the open and close black brackets. Find is the open and close red brackets. Return and I get fishing mug. And then if I replicate that down, we see that it pulls out the name of the image without the file extension. And if we check some of those with 4-letter extensions, charmingduckmug.jpeg becomes charmingduckmug. So that still works regardless of the length of the file extension, because we're using the find function to find where the full stop occurs. Take 1 off, so that's the character before the full stop, and we're extracting part of that string. So in this case, we've used the mid and the find together to extract what we're after.